am very glad that I took it off to find all that in there. Welcome back. I'm Clint at Southern Minnesota TV, and today we're going to be working on a four-wheeler that I bought for $200. And it hadn't run in 2 years when I bought it. I didn't get to hear it run when I bought it. And all I know is it has a coolant leak out of the engine. So today we're going to be working on this four-wheeler. Let me show you what it is. It's a John Deere Buck. Don't know what year, don't know how many cc. But it's a John Deere Buck made by Bombardier. So it has a Rotax 4Tech engine in it. When I bought it, it wouldn't do anything. So I bought a new battery for it. And you know, I had that sitting on the shelf over there. But while I was at work, my brother threw it in without telling me. And he started this thing up. So I do know that it runs. But it still needs lots of work. Then one interesting thing about these Bombardiers is the radiator is actually in the back. So now I'm going to try and just add some water to it. Being that I know it leaks, I don't want to put antifreeze in it. And I'm pretty sure it's dry because Isaac didn't see any antifreeze coming out. So now before I run it, I'd like to remove this side panel and the one on the other side so I can see the engine to understand where it's leaking.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain.
So when I took the side covers off, I was able to find that this boot that goes down to here on the torque converter, that was cracked, and I looked inside and I saw that mouse nest right there. So now I gotta take this whole cover off and clean that out in there. Make sure there's no mouse nests, nothing in there.
Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go.
Just like that, torque converter's off. And looking down in the cover, I am very glad that I took it off to find all that in there. It's not good. Bam, just like that. The torque converter cover is all cleaned up. And so now, in case of any problems, you know, I'm expecting problems with this engine. I bought it for $200. So I'm gonna actually leave the torque converter cover off and all that and the side plastics and everything while I'm running it. So I'm just going over a few other things before I try and start it. I was checking the brake fluid, so that's bone dry. So I stopped at Napa and bought some .4 brake fluid. Throw that in there quick and see what else I can find that needs a little bit of work before we start her up. So I found out why it was bone dry of brake fluid for the rear. It's because this brake line is shot. So we're gonna try and throw a new one on.
You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. I That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat.
New brake line is on and all bleeded, so the brakes are working. So that is awesome. Hopefully doesn't rub through up here. And hopefully it's not too close to the exhaust. Other than that, the brakes are dialed. So now we're getting really close to trying to start this thing up. My first time hearing it run. This will be my first time starting it. We're gonna leave all the covers and side panels off for now, just because there's gonna be an antifreeze leak, according to the owner, that needs to get fixed. So let's see when it'll start. As you guys saw, it ran. I got to drive it around. All the gears work. It runs awfully though. So I think I'm going to clean that carburetor and also maybe install an inline fuel filter, since I looked and there was none. Hopefully Carb Clean fixes this problem. It was backfiring pretty bad. So yeah, I hope it's Carb Clean. Get this thing running good. I did fill it up with water the other day, not just before I drove it, but I didn't see anything come out either. I didn't see it leak any water. So maybe it's all gone. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But the seller told me it had a coolant leak out of the engine. So, but for now, I'm just gonna work on cleaning the carb. Okay, so here is the carburetor off the John Deere four-wheeler. As you can see, genuine Mikuni. But it's absolutely filthy. So I'm gonna be tearing this apart, and I have an ultrasonic cleaner that'll throw all the parts in, get this thing all cleaned up and thrown back in the four-wheeler, see if it runs any better. So that's filled with water. Now I got to put some ultrasonic cleaning solution into there and throw the rest of the parts in there, and then start the timer. So I'm going to turn this on. And on. So that's going to heat it up. Looks like I can add more water. This cleaner really isn't big enough, so I've set the lid on upside down and it still doesn't really fit. So like that. And I have it set for 30 minutes. on. And now I wait, and those parts will come out clean, but I'll probably do them even again one more time just to make sure they're really, really clean. Now we're gonna start reassembling this brand new looking carburetor. Looks brand spanking new. Ultrasonic cleaner, baby. All right, so we'll just start by installing the jets. This is the main jet. The jet is actually inside this. This whole thing's the emulsion tube, but it wouldn't come apart, so the whole thing came out. That screws in there. Like so. Now there's 2 more jets yet. I've never dealt with a carburetor with 3 jets, so I don't know which one of these is the actual pilot jet. But yeah, I know how it goes together, so I'm gonna put it back together. And hopefully it's right, and hopefully this fixes that problem that it wouldn't run. There was some junk in the bowl, but I don't think any of the jets were clogged as far as I could tell. So yeah, kind of questionable if this is gonna fix that problem or not. If it's not carburetor, it's either fuel pump or ignition. Now we can install the float and seat, needle or whatever, needle and seat. The needle is what's on the float, and the seat is what's on the carburetor. If that makes any sense. I was just questioning myself if this is the right way that the bowl goes on, instead of like this. But I do believe this is the right way. And then this, the way it holds this in here is really interesting. I've never seen this before, but it's just a screw that holds it in. Holds the pin down. Like that, I think, is how you install the float. We're gonna try and reuse this old gasket O-ring. It's not the nicest, but we'll see if it'll seal up. When the O-ring for your bowl is a little bit stretched, when you gently take it off, it still stretches. So I would suggest just don't take it off. Don't be me. But when it stretches, just mess with it enough until you think you got it in there, and just hope that it doesn't leak. That's what I suggest. Otherwise, you have to buy a whole rebuild kit. And then wait a week for that to come. I don't have time for that. You guys want to see this video right now. Seems like it's on there, so that it'll seal up. I'm not a professional at this, guys. Don't ever think I'm a professional. Now this is the air fuel screw. When I took it out, I marked how many turns it was from being all the way tight. So I'll put it back to that same setting. Crank it all the way tight, a gentle tight, and then back it out 3 0.25. So 3 1/4 turns, not full revolutions, but so that this goes, so like a 180. So 3 1/4 half turns out. So right there. That's the quarter. 1, 2, 3. Right there. Is right where it was set previously. Now we're going to put on this cover. I don't know, it's labeled P, so I'm assuming pulse is what I'm assuming. Then this spring and gasket go in there too, in a special order that I have to refigure out. You got to pay really close attention when you're taking these things apart to how they came apart and put them back together the exact same way. I mean, obviously you don't want to change it. You don't want to mess something up. But just pay real close attention with every part. So that is the full disassembly, clean, rebuild, and assembly of the carburetor. All you gotta do is throw it back on the four-wheeler, hook the throttle up, hook the choke up, fuel line, and a few vent tubes, and you're good to go. Hopefully that fixes it. Now I'm gonna go have dinner. I am hungry. Okay, just like that, fellas, it's all thrown back together, and I want to see if it'll run right now. And I tightened up this shifter because I was having problems with that. I just tightened up the bolt down there on the bottom of the shaft. See if it'll run now. So it's running great. I am really happy with the way it's running right now. It's pretty dangerous without this clutch guard on. So I'm gonna reinstall that, being that I don't see a huge antifreeze leak. Might just run it like this. Hopefully the overheating light works, because I haven't seen that turn on yet. It turns on when you turn the key on. Does that mean it works? Maybe. Probably not though. So let's throw this cover on, and then maybe we can do a lap, see how fast it is. So now we're gonna do a lap around our track 3 times, and then he'll stop the timer. We're gonna see how fast it does it. And just for reference, our go-kart that I made in the previous video, that does a 1:21 around this track. So I think we're gonna totally smoke that with this four-wheeler. All right, now Isaac's gonna go see how fast he can go, see if he can beat my time. 3, 2, 1, go! That thing is insane. He should be wearing a helmet. It's running so good though, too. No way he doesn't beat my time. He is moving. All right, here it is. Woohoo! 58.82. Oh man, that is fast.
That's what I thought.
Oh man. Yeah, you can see it's dripping a little bit. So that might get fixed in a later episode. So for the John Deere buck, I got a 59.34. Isaac beat it by under a second with a 58.58. To compare it to my other stuff, the mini bike did it in a 1 minute and 13 seconds. Go-kart did it in a 1:21. So this four-wheeler is significantly faster than the mini bike and the go-kart, which is to be expected being that I believe this is a 650. I believe. It could be a 500, I don't know. But I think with a lot of research, I came up with a 600. So that makes sense. Now that we know the buck can wheelie, we're gonna do a tug-of-war against an Arctic Cat 500. But four-wheel drive is broken on that, so I have the advantage of four-wheel drive. Let's get to it. It goes 55 miles an hour, it does wheelies, and it can win tug-of-war. Thanks for watching today's episode of a John Deere four-wheeler. See you next time, and God bless.